Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me for another Joy of Needle Felting video. In today's episode, we are going to be working on the frontmost legs of the Chimera. Now, as we can see, wait, hold on. But first I want to show you something. I forgot about this. I 3D printed the hoof with my 3D printer pen. It looks nasty right now because it's unpainted. But the burn mark, it's all nice and smooth, and it's going to work great. I can't wait to see it come to fruition with all the wool in place. But now that I showed that off, I'm going to begin working on the frontmost legs of the Chimera. Now, the model I'm going off, which you can see in the background now, its front legs are mixed of dragon and goat. Obviously, I did the back legs all goat. So the front legs, I am doing all dragon. And now, the shape is very simple. And it's simply straightforward. It's pretty much the same thing as in the goat video with the goat legs. Just rolling the wool around the armature wire and needle felting it as much as possible and letting it build up over time. So since the techniques are all pretty much the same, I'm going to talk a little bit about the future of this series, and things might be getting a little more complex. Like I introduced in the beginning of this episode, the 3D printed hoof. And granted, it's not a full normal 3D printed hoof, it's 3D printer pen, which makes things a little... It was a time-consuming thing because you have to do it all by hand, then you have to smooth it out by hand. It was it was fun, it was relaxing, it was something new. It was my first time using my 3D printer pen outside of doing basic shapes. So I was glad to fool around with that for quite a while. It took quite a while to make that one hoof. I still have to make the second one. Now, it's funny. I'm seeing it especially on camera. Between episodes, besides making the other leg, which you'll see at the end of this video, I replaced my needle because a few of them broke between episodes. And you can see the difference between a well-worn-in needle and a brand new one. The shine is completely different compared to the other one that's a little tarnished from the use. It's funny, I didn't see it while doing it, but you can see it in the camera very well. But yes, the complexity of this project is going to be getting a little more complicated, especially as we get into working with the foam to carve out certain parts of the Chimera. Mainly the feet, the front feet of the Chimera, the dragon's feet. I'm going to be carving those out of foam instead of 3D printing, because at the 3D printing, that would be a bit complicated for me to do with a 3D printer pen. Carving it out of foam will be very simple. And now I know those aren't being shown on screen because those are hours and hours of work. But I know I wanted this to be easy to follow so anyone watching could do it, but the techniques I use to carve out of foam and with a 3D printer pen, it's something everyone can learn. And it just takes time and patience and practice. Granted, the materials are harder to get for a 3D printer pen. You have to order those through the internet. However, carving foam, that's very, very simple. And we already have the first transition as I go up the leg and make it all needle felted together. But the complexity is going to be getting a little more complicated, especially as I work towards the wings, which I'm still formulating how to do. But if you ever wanted to try carving the foam for bits and pieces of any sculpture you make, and this goes for not only needle felting, but for making like terrain for wargaming or D&D, or for any even dioramas, this is very useful tips for all that. And I know it's not on screen now as I needle felt around making the upper leg of the front legs. But the foam I use is XPF foam, which they sell in the insulation section at your local hardware shop. Any hardware shop has it. Lowell's seems to be the cheapest for my area. You can get, I think mine is a 3 foot by 3 foot square. 3 foot by 3 foot by 2 inch or 1 inch. I forget the diameter of it. I know it's 3 foot by 3 foot. But you can get that for like $5, and it lasts a long time unless you're doing large terrain. And as someone who has done some terrain before, it lasts longer than you would think. And You can use anything to carve it, from a hobby knife to an X-Acto knife, and if you want to get fancy, you can use a hot knife. They even sell specialty tools to carve foam specifically. Hot wire cutters, I believe they're called. I don't have one. I would love to get one someday, but that's a bit more dangerous than what I normally use. Though what I'm doing right now, it's not exactly, oh, what's the word? I mean, it's a safe hobby, but if you misstep once with the needles, you're going to be bleeding. And I have enough holes in my hands to attest for that one. So if you are going to try this hobby out, which I implore you all to give it a try, it is such a fun hobby. Just be very careful with your fingers. Wear the finger cots, the little leather gloves it comes with, until you're more comfortable. But yeah, the Chimera, I intend this to be my final advertisement piece for now. I think after I finish it, I am going to open my commissions up. And now I won't be having these mythical creatures readily available to buy. Like, these won't be something I would sell at a craft fair. Unless commissioned, of course. If I'm commissioned to do it, then yeah, I'll do it. But I want to do more like non-fantasy creatures next. These are all basically to show what I'm capable of, especially with the Chimera, because it's 3 different animals in one. I'm able to show I can do a cat, a goat, and a lizard, all in one animal. You know, like I did the bird and the fox for my previous 2 advertisement pieces. I want to try to explore the realm of doing more farm animals or more standard animals. Even lifelike recreations, like faux taxidermy kind of thing. Like, I would really love to do that. But yes, as you're seeing on screen, it's simple. It's basically the same thing as the last video, and that was just wrapping wool and needle felting it. And if we're doing the front legs, as I transition to here, I add a lot more wool now, because I have to have that but the shoulder socket to fit into the Chimera's body proper. And doing it this way, it's very easy to learn how to do needle felting. There's a saying with drawing: if you can draw the basic shapes, squares, triangles, circles, rectangles, ovals, you can draw anything. The same thing goes for needle felting. If you're able to needle felt a circle, or let's say like an oval-shaped, an elongated circle, you can needle felt anything, because everything is made out of circles or circle shapes. Just take a look at your body. Your arm, even if it's not totally defined, is all circles. Your fingers are little long circles that are rounded at the top. The hand is just a circle with certain shapes added to it, like squares and triangles to get that angle of the thumb. You got your elbow, which is just an oval connected to another oval, which is your arm, up to your torso, which is usually the way I would draw a torso is a rectangle. But it could also be used as an oval. Everything in life is made with circles, if you really think about it. And of course, you can get technical, not everything, because everything also is made of squares, looking at furniture or things like that. But if you can figure out how to needle felt a circle, or rather a ball, you can needle felt anything your heart desires. In fact, the next episode, we're going to get a little more, I wouldn't say complicated at all. What's coming next is very simple. What comes next are the heads. And every head, no matter what animal you create, it will always start as his ball. And then you build from that. Like, the goat will be goat-shaped, the lizard will be with its mouth open and more serpentine, and the lion is more feline. But yes, the ball is an essential shape to making everything with needle felting. Now we're coming to the point where I'm very satisfied with the shape of the leg. We're almost to the point where it's almost identical to the other leg, minus a few detailing things I will probably do off screen. And I don't want to over detail the core, since I do have to put wool over this. And just like that, oh wait, no, I thought I was going to grab the second leg. And here we go. Now we have two legs. The two front legs, and I use my fingers as a judge to see how far I have to go up. And here I am test fitting the body. I know you can't really see it, but it fits. They both fit nice, and that's it for this episode. So I hope you're looking forward to more Joy in Needle Felting. I truly love doing these videos, and I love sharing my hobby for everyone. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share it around, helps me grow, and if you're curious to watch my past, not watch, but rather see my past work, go check out my Instagram and my commission page. Commissions will be open soon, and yeah. With all that said, this has been Black Phoenix. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.